Hey guys, Josh and Chris here with another episode of Brothers Books and Bookings. As you can see, we've got our books up here that we read this week that we're going to be talking about. And then we've got some shows coming up over the next couple of weeks. We're actually off this weekend. You would think we'd be going to GalaxyCon, but nah, maybe next year. But that's why we need you guys to be watching the channel so we can get monetized so we can afford to do these shows and bring you great videos.
Yeah, it really helps the channel if you like and subscribe. You make a comment on there. It helps with the algorithm and pushing our channel even further. So if you guys could do that, we would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let's jump right into it, Josh. You want to tell them what you read this week?
Well, Chris, first of all, I think they think they're seeing double.
Yeah.
I mean, look at me and you.
Yeah.
And then look at the books.
Yeah.
Radiant Black, I have the same cover, and the only difference is they're facing different directions. Issue number 25.
So is that a misprint, Josh? Did they...
That is not a misprint. That's the A and B cover, Chris.
Oh.
What they did was they had billed number 25 as the first book in the Catalyst War, and they would finally make the decision of whether Nathan or Marshall was going to be Radiant Black. Well, if you've been reading Radiant Black, or if you haven't, Nathan starts off at the beginning of the series as Radiant Black. Something happens. He gets in a coma. Marshall takes over as Radiant Black. Nathan wakes up from the coma, and they share Radiant Black. So they're both Radiant Black. Well, they've been told they have to make a choice, and only one of them can be Radiant Black.
There's not enough room in this town for two Radiant Blacks.
Yes, yeah. And so they did a thing a couple months ago. They had everybody vote on who should be Radiant Black. And this issue was supposed to end by telling us who was going to be Radiant Black. Well, I picked up the A cover, and I read it. And I was excited at the end because Nathan became Radiant Black again. Okay? And then I found out they pulled a trick on us, Chris. The last 5 pages of the book are different in cover A and cover B. The timeline forks. In one book, Nathan becomes Radiant Black. In cover B, Marshall becomes Radiant Black.
So basically, Kyle Higgins is writing this book, right?
Yes.
He's like, screw you guys. I'm going to mess with you and do both.
Yep. He is. And actually, he said that the Catalyst War in the interview I read is going to be fought across timelines. So you're going to see both of these, cover A and cover B, for the next 4 or 5 months now, with 2 different stories going with Marshall and Nathan as Radiant Black.
Wait a minute. So what you're saying is, at what? I think $3.99 a book?
Yes.
$4. He figured out a way to make $8 off of you suckers for the next 4 months.
But here's the thing, Chris. It's great storytelling. It's something that I know of has never been done in the comics before.
Double your pleasure, double your fun.
You're getting a crossover in the same book.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the same book.
But you're getting decisions made by Marshall, decisions made by Nathan, and things will go differently based on which one makes the decisions. Because if you've read the book and know anything about it, Marshall's a little hot-headed. Nathan is the level-headed one. So you're going to have 2 very different Radiant Blacks in these books.
So it's kind of like your Alan Scott, Guy Gardner, that kind of deal where the other guy takes over. I gotcha.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
It's going to be interesting. And actually, Chris, the big ending was the twist, but Kyle Higgins has done an excellent job of creating this whole backstory and this whole legacy with the Catalyst and the war that's going on with the Radiants.
Nice. And this is all part of that big massive verse that he's been working on with the Radiant Pink, the Radiant Black,
Radiant Red, Road Sun, Dead Lucky.
Yeah.
They just, Inferno Girl Red just dropped its volume 1. They announced they're doing a volume 2. They even have gone so far as the new Massive Verse books underneath the Image logo. It says Massive Verse.
Oh, okay.
So they've added that tagline in there.
Awesome. That's really cool.
Great book, great read. I wanted to let our readers know if you're reading Radiant Black, make sure you're picking up the A and B covers because you're going to miss half the story if you don't.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised by it.
Right,
But
and we were in a Acme Comics this past
Yes.
weekend, and one of the guys was saw you looking at it and said, "Do you know?" And so they're doing a really good job of letting the readers know, "Hey, by the
Yes.
way, there's two different books."
Yeah.
So that's a huge thing there. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it's like I said, a great read. I can't say enough, Chris, about how good the Massive Verse is. I absolutely love it. If you check out our pickup video this week, you're going to see my Dead Lucky and my Rogue Son, the new issues that came out. And they have some amazing, like, virgin covers. No writing, nothing on
Nice.
it. They're beautiful.
Nice. And here's the funny thing, and I think this would be the worst thing ever. Say you picked up the A cover this month and finished reading it and then didn't know anything about it. Next month you grab the B cover and go, "That's not how this works."
Yeah, it didn't end this way.
Yeah.
You could be really messed up. And what's interesting is, like, this month, the covers are the same with the Radiant facing different directions. Next month is two totally different covers.
Right.
So somebody may go grab the B cover liking it better, and then they're confused. That's why I wanted to get this out there and let people know about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's cool. I one of these days I might have to break down and start reading the Massive Verse. I've got a lot of reading to do right now to catch up on some stuff I'm doing. But you know me, I like to sit down and just read everything
Yeah.
all at once.
Yeah.
I mean, I just finished reading The House of M. That was massive.
Well, I've got the Massive Verse from the start.
Yeah.
Every book.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And eventually I'll sit down and read those. I have to take it in chunks and get
Yeah.
through it, you know. But my book this week, we're going to travel back in time. So hop into your
DeLorean,
DeLorean, TARDIS,
Klingon Bird of Prey.
your way back machine.
Machine,
Get the
yeah.
way back machine, Sherman. Let's go. Mr. Peabody says we're going to go back to 2014. The current writer of Star Wars, Charles Soule, great writer, love his work. I've been reading the current run of Star Wars. Really great book right now going on between Empire and Return. He got to write She-Hulk. Very short run, only 12 issues. You know, when you get She-Hulk, you're going to get lawyers fighting, you know, the typical She-Hulk stuff, because she's She-Hulk, balancing being a superhero and being a lawyer at the same time.
Does she break the fourth wall?
Not in the first book. Not in the first book. I'm not sure if that's to stay away from the John Byrne, because I believe this was coming off of the Dan Slott era when she did break the fourth wall. So I think there was a little bit of a, you know, difference here. So Soule is infusing his style of writing into the story, which he's a great writer. If you guys know me, you know I'm reading the current run of She-Hulk, and while I'm enjoying the artwork in there, the story is so-so. It's not great, but this is kind of redemption here. We opened this thing up right to start with what you would expect. Jen is working at a law office. The law office is called Payne and Luckberg. And so she's working there, and it's time for her annual review. It's her first year there, the end of her first year. And so she's chill. She's like, what? I billed like 2,800 client hours this year, so I'm good. So she walks in and thinks she's doing well. And these guys go, so, we're here for your annual review. We'll talk about, you know, what your bonus is and stuff. And she's like, yeah, that's my favorite part. And he goes, well, let me go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. There's not going to be any bonus for you. And so they commence to tell her, hey, you know, we expected you to bring in high clientele, all this high tier clientele, Tony Stark and Reed Richards and stuff, being a superhero and stuff. And she's like, but I billed 2,800 hours for you. And they're like, it's all meaningless. And so she, you know, they basically tell her, you know, they want to see what she can do. And she says, don't worry about it, because I'm not dealing with it. I'm quitting. So she goes to quit. Well, they made a comment, and as she's walking out the doors, and they're like, see, I told you it wasn't worth it. Well, they had just talked about this table that they had got made from wood out of madripoor. big
Oh.
expensive table.
Yes.
So she walks back in and says, "Batook," and you see the table just go, you know. So yeah, so she quits and she goes to the bar, and this lady walks in. Her name's Holly Harrow. I believe it's Holly Harrow. Let me check real quick. Yeah. Yeah, Holly Harrow. Sorry. Holly Harrow. She has come. She can't get anybody to carry a lawsuit for her. Her husband was Dr. Jonas Harrow. He worked for Stark Industries. And supposedly he claimed that, well, he got killed. But before he got killed, he told them that, they had stole some of his technology. Stark had.
Ooh.
So, she can't find anybody to go up against Stark, and so She-Hulk goes in. There's a whole deal where she's trying to get in to see Tony. She's like, "I'm a friend," and they're like, "Are you here as a friend?" She said, "No, I'm here as an attorney," and they send her to legal, which is on level 18 of the building, and
Yeah.
this guy comes out and says, "Nothing goes through here without going through me," and they get in court and they're fighting it and stuff, saying you don't have a smoking gun, you've got nothing to prove this, and basically goes on, just tells a story of how she winds up going to the guy's storage building and she's going through it. Well, she finds a smoking gun, which is a tape, which he recorded a fired Stark employee that was not a good employee. They got rid of him really fast. He was the one that stole all the technology.
Ah.
So she goes back and she's ticked. And she goes back as She-Hulk gets in to see Tony and says, "Hey, look, I got this tape right here. You gonna give this lady and her kids some money or I'm releasing this tape." Well, all goes well apparently, because at the end of the book, the lady shows up at the same bar and she's like, "Hey, thanks, thanks for looking out for me." And, She-Hulk has been saying, "Well, what am I going to do now? I don't have a job." Well, the lady's settlement was so good that she handed Jennifer a check for $150,000.
Nice.
And so the end of the story is basically she said, "What are you going to do with it?" She said, "I know." So she's going to start her own law firm.
Oh, nice.
And like I said, Charles Soule wrote this book, and Javier Pulido is your artist. Art's a little bit different in this book. I'll have pictures, you'll see.
Yes.
But I appreciated the art, and sometimes a good story goes a long way. So it was a really good story. You got that little bit, hey, Tony Stark is here. They're talking about Reed Richards. So we'll see how many people they bring in. I have this whole run. I'm going to be working on reading it. And I may tell you more about it when I get to the end. But I just was trying to pick something different. I was looking at all my new pickups, and I was like, well, let me just pick up something that I haven't read yet. And so this happened to be it. So,
Chris, I kind of feel like this may be the run of She-Hulk I read, where she opens her own law firm, and you get Jessica Jones and her and Hellcat, and all of them are friends in the book, and they're all down there together.
yeah, it may be. Like I said, there's only 12 of them. I'll know more as I read them, but that's one I actually read it today at lunchtime. So it's still pretty fresh on my mind, and I look forward to it, and we'll see what happens in the next 11 issues. So that was our books for this week. Oh, Josh, we forgot to mention our books are being held up wonderfully by
Our Wham stands.
Our Wham stands
Yes.
again. So we were able to get all 3 of the books in the Wham stands, so you could see them very well. We've been loving them. You see, I switched the front out on mine from Gargoyles to Mighty Thor, since I was going to be doing a Marvel book today. Go check them out on Instagram, Facebook, and online, whamstand.com. Go get you some. I think we're going to be ordering some Whamblems here in the future. Get some Marvel and some DC emblems and have some really cool emblems. All right, now that we're done talking about She-Hulk, let's jump back in our DeLorean TARDIS Wayback Machine and come forward to the future and talk about what we've got going on. We're actually off this weekend. We don't have anything except for a ton of videos we got to stay home and edit. Get them cleared out of our system there, and get ready for the weekend of August the 5th and 6th. We've got nothing on Saturday, but on August the 6th, we will be at the Wilmington Sports Card and Collectible Show in Wilmington, North Carolina. I think it's at the Elks Lodge. We'll throw the
location
up and the times for that. We're going to be there that one day. I'm not sure how many comic vendors are going to be there, but if you're looking for comics, we got plenty of them.
Yes, we do.
Come get them. We got prints. We got
Star Wars
plushies.
We got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, artist drawn covers. Josh has got a set of Return of the Jedi glasses from 1983.
Yes.
Burger King, he's looking to move those so the right collector might get their hands on some valuable stuff there. So we got all that. And then the next weekend, I am really excited about this. We're going to be in Greenville, North Carolina at the Greenville, North Carolina Comic Con. It's going to be at the convention center. I believe it's from 10 to 5.
Yes.
And I just saw a post this week on Facebook where if you come and you keep your wristband and you go to Mellow Mushroom Pizza after you get done, or in the middle of the day, you can go get some pizza. You get $5 off your order.
Nice.
So go eat some pizza and then come back to the con, get your belly full, and then come get your bag full of comics.
Hey, Chris, you know why I'm excited about this one?
Why?
This is the start. Greenville is where we began.
Yeah, Greenville is where we began.
We walked it last year.
Yep, we made
it was our first.
It was our very first convention, so it's kind of an anniversary deal for us. We met our good friend Karen Whitfield there. Wilson Lee, we met there. Who else did we meet there? Brassy Jones. We met Brassy Jones there as well, from Indomitable Comics, and Wilson's from CNS Comics. So we got a lot of our friends that are going to be there. We're looking forward to being there with them. But really, we're looking forward to seeing you guys there, because we love seeing people come in. We love talking. We love talking comics. We love talking shows. Speaking of shows,
have you seen Secret Invasion yet?
Have not watched Secret Invasion.
Dude, you got to go watch it so we can talk about it.
I'm going home tonight to watch it. I have a regular job, not a teacher's job, so I have to go to work during the day and make money. Yes. Josh has been home all day doing nothing, so he was able to watch it already. But I'm going home to watch it tonight. I got to watch it and squeeze in some editing, and then I guess we're kind of quiet for a little while on shows. Although I do want to discuss real quick. Did you see the Star Trek Lower Decks crossover?
Oh, I did. It was great.
Really good. We watched it last night.
Strange New Worlds Lower Deck. It was hilarious.
Yeah, very good.
Was
very good.
Great.
I love the fact that, and most of you guys would know him as Huey from The Boys.
Yes.
But Jack Quaid was there. I mean, the voice of, what's his character?
Boimler. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, boy. And it was so funny. They were talking about the fact that he had like a pinup poster of
number one
in this thing. And you know what? It's great that they've taken these characters that CBS said, this sucks, you need to recast everything, and are putting out some of the best Star Trek we've seen in years.
Yes, they are.
Years. I mean, it's been a lot of fun to watch. I've enjoyed the episodes.
Hey, Chris, you know what really got me going watching Strange New Worlds? Because we were 2 episodes behind. We watched both of them. The episode before that, they brought Lieutenant Kirk in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you see Kirk meet Uhura for the first time.
Yeah, that was really cool. You actually see Kirk and Spock meet for the first time. At the end, they all sit down at the table together. So you can see that, I guess you call it the Trinity for them meeting for the first time.
Well, I mean, and then you got to add Bones later, but here's the thing, Chris. I could see a revamp of the original series coming about with them.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm not going to be happy until I see Montgomery Scott.
Yeah.
I need Montgomery Scott. And
I'm sure it'll get there.
I need him soon. But speaking of like engineers and stuff, Karen Carol Kane.
Carol Kane is hilarious.
Is doing an amazing. She is so
Yes.
fun to watch up there, and she still looks the same as she
Yeah.
did in The Princess Bride. There's no difference.
Dude, Princess Bride, you know my first experience of Carol Kane?
What?
Scrooged.
Scrooged, yeah.
Scrooged.
Yeah. She's the tooth fairy. She's the fairy.
She's the ghost of Christmas present.
Present. She hit him
Yes.
with the toaster.
Yep, and kicked him
And
in the
kicked
not
him.
so nice spot.
Yeah, and kicked him. Sometimes you just gotta kick them in the...
No, sometimes you just gotta smack him in the face.
Yeah.
That's fine. Smack me in the face, but you kicked me in the.
Yeah, exactly. Bill Murray, great movie. If you've never seen it, check it out.
Yes.
Scrooged, that's probably my favorite Christmas movie.
Great Christmas
Scrooged and Elf.
Yes.
I love Elf. So yeah, so that's all we got this week. We got some more shows coming up. September 9th, guys, we're going to be headed to Lumberton, North Carolina, to Vertical Church. Our friend Hector Murray is putting on a Vertical Mini-Con. We're going to be there with some vendors. I did see one of the vendors today was a coffee vendor, so I'm like, thank you,
Nice.
Jesus. You know, miracles working in church.
You know, Hector is the author of Faith and Fandom, and those are great books. It brings together two great things.
Absolutely. I've read at least 2 or 3 of these books, guys. They're great devotional books, tying in, you know, the stuff that we like, the comics and things like that, and just kind of cross-referencing over to the biblical stuff and Jesus and things like that. And I don't know if you guys know, Josh and I both are devout, you know, Christians. We believe in God. We believe that everything we have is because of God, even this channel. So we look forward to hanging out with Hector all day.
Yep.
Hopefully meeting a lot of people. I'm pretty sure with it being at his church, he'll get quite a crowd in there. We're going to be there from 10 to 4. It's going to be a long day. We're going to do it all in one day. So we'll probably have to leave New Bern early in the morning.
Yep.
So,
before we go, Chris,
yeah.
for those that don't know, Transformers Rise of the Beast dropped on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, absolutely.
My stepdaughter went to work last night. She gets off late, so I sat up and watched it, waiting for her to get home. That's an amazing movie.
I told you.
That's an amazing
I told
movie.
you, dude. I told you,
It was
dude.
so great. And then they mess with you. They mess with you with the Beast.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when they finally transform,
Yeah.
they look just like they did on the cartoon.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was amazing.
There are scenes in that movie. There's a couple of scenes with RC where you felt like you were watching it straight off the cartoon.
Yep.
The animation is great. It's just I call it animation. The special effects are amazing. I would say that to me, you put Bumblebee first. You put Rise of the Beast second.
Yeah, I agree. And I think anything that came before that, yes, it was great to see Transformers in live action.
Yeah.
But just push that aside.
And I think
go
that's-
from here.
I think that's what's happening anyway.
Go from there.
We won't give the spoiler at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't seen it by now, you may have heard, but just go watch the movie. I promise you. Don't be, fazed by what came before.
Yeah.
Just watch the movie. One of my favorite parts of the movie, too, was Optimus Prime was not our typical Optimus Prime when we meet him. He does not trust humans at all. He doesn't like them. He's very much a cranky old robot is what he is.
Yes, he is.
He's very much. And, to offset the cranky old robot, spoilers, but Bumblebee kind of takes a back seat in this movie.
Yes, he does.
But then drops in as the hero at the
Yes.
end. I'm telling you, man, I was like, holy cow. But Pete Davidson plays Mirage. And so much fun.
He was fun. He was funny, too.
So much
He
fun.
really did a good job.
So much fun. And I hope you caught it when he was riding down the road with the guy and he goes, hey, I just heard that Mark Wahlberg he's leaving the Funky Bunch, going into acting.
Yeah.
Was that a stab at the other movies or
I
something?
think it was.
I think it was, but really great. The Maximals were great.
Yes.
Unicron was there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a great movie.
Scourge was actually a really great villain.
Scourge was a great villain, but you know
It was
what?
well done.
Peter Dinklage.
Is that who Scourge was?
Peter Dinklage.
Okay, that makes sense.
Peter Dinklage is amazing. He can pull it off. We saw what he did in Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
He's a great actor. So So definitely check out Rise of the Beast on Paramount Plus.
Yep.
I enjoyed it. I'm sure Josh enjoyed it.
I really
Obviously
did.
He did.
And we're not promoted by Paramount Plus. I just happened to have the streaming service and had a chance to watch it last night, and I really enjoyed it.
I won't say how. No, I went to the theaters to see it. I have watched it again since the theaters, but I won't say how I watched it. But anyway, so that's all we got for this week. Go comment, like, subscribe to our channel because we got a ton of videos coming up. We probably got about 2 weeks worth of videos to work on.
Yeah, we got a backlog we're working on, guys.
Yeah, so. But I guess that's the sign of being a good YouTuber. We got a lot going on with a lot of different things. We'll try to get them out. Try not to put them out on top of each other, but we'll try to space them out and give y'all some more new footage to look at. Yes. I think the first thing we probably got is our Jacksonville footage. I'm going to go home and work on that. Should be up, and then we'll get this video up where you can see it hopefully by Friday. But we need some responses from you guys. Josh and I recorded our pickups today, and we're going to put that video out probably tonight. But we're going to tag it on the end of this video, and we need you guys to go watch that short. 60 seconds, guys. I know you got 60 seconds. If you can stand in front of a microwave and wait for popcorn to pop, you can watch our shorts. So go watch our shorts and leave a comment on what we picked up, what you would like for us to talk about, because we want to talk about the books that you want to hear about. If you're thinking about reading something, say, hey, I know Josh picked that up. Let's get them to talk about it and see if maybe it's something I want to check out.
Let us know, guys, because there's a lot of cool stuff. Check out those covers. I got some really cool covers this week, and I hope the stories inside are as great as the covers.
Yeah, sometimes I just buy for covers, though. I just love covers, especially really good covers. So that's all we've got. We will see you on the next video, but if you want to check us out live, come down to Wilmington to the Elks Lodge. I believe we'll make sure we get the right address. See us there. Let's talk comics. Let's sell you something cool. I got a lot of stuff that I've read that I would love to share with other people. So come down, see us, come grab some, and also come to Greenville Comic Con. Support this thing, guys. I think it's only like $7 to get in. Maybe we'll figure it out. We'll have something up in the next couple of days. But come down, come see us. They're gonna have food trucks. They're gonna have tons of artists, tons of comics, tons of cool stuff. I mean, It's your typical Comic-Con. And remember, if you're wearing your cosplay, come see us. If you want to make our cosplay video, because we love to take pictures of cosplayers. And who knows, Silent Bob may be there. He probably will.
He probably will.
He probably will. And until the next video, we will see you at the shop.